Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a easy family meal prep video for you guys. This is going to be a rather large meal prep video, but I'm super excited for the brand new recipes I am going to try. And as always, any brand new recipes that I try comes with a how did it taste video to follow after the meal prep video. So definitely make sure that you stay tuned for that as well. But there are going to be 3 brand new recipes this week, and I hope you guys enjoy every single one of them. As always, I hope you guys find this video inspirational and motivational to meal prep and cook for yourself and your family. And if you don't know, I am a working mother. My husband is a working father. We both work full-time jobs. We have kids. We have a grandbaby. We have all kinds of responsibilities, just like every single one of you guys. I'm sure it's relatable to every single one of you guys, but let me just say, let's jump right in the kitchen and get to making these meals. I just have some chorizo that I'm cooking up in my electric skillet. I'm just going to throw some eggs in there, and then I probably won't throw cheese because some people don't really care for cheese in there, so they can just add their cheese on their own. But that is just a simple breakfast that I am going to prepare for the week, so that way everybody has breakfast. And the chorizo I use is this here. I get it at Sprouts. This chorizo is so good. It's the butcher shop, and I like the beef one. I tried the pork as well, but I personally like the beef better. But don't get me wrong, the pork is delicious as well. But again, super simple. Just gonna cook this, throw some eggs in there, and that's a simple breakfast for any day of the week, and it reheats very well. All right, so our chorizo and eggs are done. I did take some of the chorizo out so that way some could have plain chorizo, and then some of it I mixed in with eggs. And then whoever wants to add cheese can add cheese on their own. But that's just a simple breakfast that's easy to heat up. All right, y'all, so I'm also gonna prepare these pork spare ribs. This thing is huge, by the way, huge. I got it at Winco, and check out that price. Talk about an amazing price. But anyway, that's beside the point. I am going to cut these up, and I'm going to cook them in my crock pot. And all I'm literally going to do is cut these up and throw some sugar-free barbecue sauce on there. So this is the barbecue sauce that I'm going to use. It's just the Hickory G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. This is so stinking good, y'all. If you have not tried this kind of barbecue sauce, and there's like a few other different flavors as well, this stuff is so good. But now the challenge is cutting this up and praying that this whole entire thing fits in there. All right, y'all, so we made it work. They all fit. Now I'm just gonna do this amazing thing and just pour this over the ribs and let these little stinkers cook the entire night on low. Just like that. Yummy. All right, y'all, so our ribs are done, and they literally are like fall off the bone. Check that out. So good. But I'm just gonna leave them in here so that way if anybody wants to eat on this during the day, then bada boom, bada bam, there you go. All right, so the next thing I'm going to make is egg roll in a bowl. I have made this before on my channel, but last time I made it, I used hamburger meat, and this time I'm using sausage. And I'm just browning it up in my electric skillet. I love my electric skillet. I use that thing for everything. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of garlic. That's about a teaspoon of garlic. Then I'm just throwing in about a tablespoon of sesame oil, and then about 1/4 cup of soy sauce. After the soy sauce is gone, I think I'm gonna start using a liquid aminos so that way I don't have to use soy sauce. That was some cabbage that it was actually like a coleslaw mix that was already pre-made. I personally like that better because then you don't have to worry about cutting it up. Then I just threw in a couple of tablespoons of chicken broth. Throwing in some ginger. And the exact recipes will be in the description box below. And some sriracha. Sriracha's good on everything. I'm just gonna stir this up and then I'm gonna throw the lid on this and let this cook. If you guys have not tried egg roll in a bowl, it is so good and ridiculously easy. I highly recommend it. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna prepare is homemade Caesar salad dressing, and this is absolutely delicious. I'm a ranch girl, and I probably like this one a little bit better than ranch. But I just threw in some garlic, and now I'm throwing in some anchovy paste. Again, the full recipe with all the measurements will be in the description box below. Throwing in some lemon juice. And that is some Dijon mustard right there. Just throwing in some Worcestershire sauce. And this is such a simple recipe. Throwing in some mayonnaise. I like the avocado mayonnaise that I get at Costco. The ingredients are really, really good. I know I've said that about a million times on my channel, but I really enjoy that mayonnaise, and the flavor is so good. And I found that Costco has it the cheapest. You can get it at Sprouts as well, but it's a little bit higher. And then I'm just throwing in some Parmesan cheese. And that's what's nice too, is you're throwing in that Parmesan cheese, so then you don't even really need to add Parmesan cheese to like your Caesar salads because it's already in the dressing and you can taste it and it's so good. Throwing in some pepper and some salt. Then I'm just gonna whisk that up. And then the jar that I normally put my dressings in has a larger mouth than that, and I couldn't find it, so you know how things disappear by themselves. Yeah, I have this homemade dressing recipe that I really enjoy, and then I have a ranch homemade dressing that I really enjoy. Then this next recipe is insanely easy. It is called Keto Buffalo Chicken Casserole, and again, crazy easy. So I just threw in one bag of the cauliflower rice that I get at Costco. It's probably around maybe 16 ounces. I threw in 1 can of that Kirkland chicken. Again, the original recipe will be down below in the description box. I threw in some of that buffalo sauce, as well as some sour cream. The original recipe called for cream cheese, but not everybody in my family likes cream cheese, so I opted out for the sour cream. Throwing in some cheddar cheese. Then I'm just going to give that a really good mix. And then I decided that wasn't enough cheese. You can never go wrong with more cheese. This is one of the recipes that will be in my How Did It Taste video. I personally think it would probably taste better with cream cheese because I'm a cream cheese girl, but I wanted to make sure that my family was going to like it as well. So I'm just putting that into that casserole dish. That is like an 8x8 casserole dish, and then you're just going to top it with a little bit more cheese. And then we are going to bake it in the oven. So then I just cooked up 3 pounds of ground beef. 1 pound of that is going to be for my next recipe. The other 2 pounds is going to be for taco salads or kind of whatever the kids want it for, maybe some tacos or something. But this next recipe is called Casserole with ground beef and broccoli. Oh, looks so good, you guys. This will be in my How Did It Taste video as well. But I'm just using that Kirkland broccoli. It's one of those steamable broccolis. It's a 16-ouncer. I'm just cutting the broccoli up into smaller bite-sized pieces. Then I took and put the broccoli in another 8x8 casserole dish, threw 1 pound of ground beef on there. I'm throwing 2 cans of tomato sauce. Those are the 8-ounce tomato sauce cans. I just threw in some cayenne pepper as well as some garlic powder and then some salt. Then we're throwing in some more cheddar cheese. And then I was trying to save on a bowl, so I just mixed it up right there in the casserole dish. Added a little bit more cheese. Just giving it a stir and making sure that everything's incorporated within each other. And then we're just going to top it off with some more cheddar cheese. And then a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of the cheddar cheese. Sometimes I think I'll go dairy-free, but then I remember how much dairy makes me happy. So last but definitely not least, this recipe is going to be strawberry bread, and boy does it look good. The first thing I'm going to do is throw some butter in a bowl and I'm going to melt it in the microwave. Then the next thing, I am just going to cut up about a cup of strawberries and I'm going to cut them up into pretty small pieces. Then the next thing I'm gonna throw in there is eggs. This kind of took a lot of eggs. I was a little nervous at first because I don't like eggy bread, but this took 5 whole eggs and 1 egg white. Again, this will be another recipe that'll be in my How Did It Taste video. Then I'm throwing in there some cinnamon. And then just to give you guys a heads up, this did take a lot of powdered sugar. I used the puree. Throwing in a little bit of salt. And then some baking powder. A couple tablespoons of sour cream. Vanilla. Heavy whipping cream. I'm hoping between the sour cream and the heavy whipping cream and all that, these are going to turn out really moist. So I'm using about 3/4 of the strawberries that we cut up. And then I am throwing in the butter that we melted in the microwave. And I'm just going to give this a stir. And then it called for 12 tablespoons of coconut flour. I'm sure it probably would have been quicker if I would have converted that into cups, but that's all right. It is what it is. And then I'm just going to stir all of that in together. I am so excited to try this recipe. I hope that it turns out well. I'm sure y'all are excited for the How Did It Taste video as well, because let me just tell you, the pictures were, they just looked absolutely amazing. So I have high hopes for this recipe. So I just took a loaf pan, I lined it with parchment paper. Obviously, you see me struggling there. And then I'm just going to pour the batter into the loaf pan there. And the batter is a little thick, just to give you guys a heads up. But the recipe did say that the batter would be thick, so that is how it is supposed to be. And let me just tell you, this smells amazing. Now moving on to the icing. So we are going to use the rest of the strawberries that we reserved for the icing, which is about 1/4 of a cup. We are adding more of that powdered sugar. Again, I'm using the puree. I think that's how it's pronounced, puree. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Throwing in some heavy whipping cream. And then it said a dash of vanilla. We are just going to give that a nice little stir. And it says to stir it until the strawberries kind of turn the rest of the frosting a little bit pink. Oh, I almost forgot the butter. Yes, the butter. I did melt some butter in the microwave. I got it a little bit too hot, so I threw it in the fridge to cool it down a little bit. So yeah, don't forget the butter. And now, time for the fun part, icing the cake. Again, it just smells so good, you guys. I gave my son a hug bye because he was leaving. But doesn't that look so good? Oh my gosh, again, I cannot wait to taste this and give my review on it for you guys. Alright, so that concludes my meal prep video for today, and I hope you guys find these videos inspirational and motivational to meal prep for yourself and your family. And also, I hope it gives you ideas of different recipes that you can make when you're following the ketogenic diet. I know sometimes people feel like the ketogenic diet can be boring. It's really not boring, you know, just find good recipes and try them out, and don't be afraid to try new recipes. And anyway, I hope this is helpful. Again, every single one of these recipe links will be in the description box below. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. Also, don't forget to look out for that How Did It Taste video. I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.